Hello everyone. I made it kind of 1 minute late. 1 minute late. Not too shabby. How's everyone doing tonight? I think I saw Dean, Sam, Cole, Victor, Allison. Hope you're still here, Allison. I know that was a while ago. You're killing me, Smalls. Job, how you doing? Matthew. Everyone, we'll give everyone kind of a minute to roll in. The plan was to have a topic for tonight, at least something, but I kind of got distracted by locking my keys in my car. Zach's here. Hey Zach, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Nisi's here. Floyd, how you doing, buddy? And Glorious Bettas. Everyone's starting to roll in. I think you'll notice it's going to be a lot quieter. No more buzzing in the background. Yep, I locked myself out. Yep, I got my keys. They were in the cup holder. What had happened is I got distracted by some news on the radio. I took my keys out and set them down in the center console and listened to the radio for a few minutes, and then got out. There was a shooting in Seattle, so I was paying attention to the radio and not what I was doing. Allison, good, you're still here. Good. Luckily, my Jeep is very easy to break into, as with most Jeeps. Well, most cars for that matter. I'm still not used to it though, because it's impossible for me to lock my keys in my car. So, yeah, my Jeep doesn't have that kind of technology. Burning Fire, where you been, buddy? I was just looking at your channel the other day to see what's been going on. I haven't seen you. The last video was still you trying to get me to pronounce names. But good to see you, buddy. What kind of Jeep do I drive? It's just a Cherokee, an XJ. I think it's an XJ. I don't know. I'm not much of a Jeep person. I don't know all the lingo. But yeah, it was interesting. Sarge got a shirt. Awesome. Hope it fits. OnStar. Well, the keys to my car, they have the chip in there, so it won't lock the doors if the keys are in the car after you get out. And this is like the 4th time I've locked my keys in my Jeep. It happens. Happens to me a lot. Even though I don't even drive my car anymore, so I'm not sure why I'm used to it. No, it happened at work, so I just had to call security, but they take forever. But they were able. It's like the 3rd time they're able to come out and pop it open. Vince, I did watch it. Nothing wrong with plastic plants, buddy. Make a key for your wallet. Here's the terrible thing. So I've locked my keys in my car, in my Jeep. So I bought it last January, and this is the 4th time I've done it. And I should be used to it by now, because like I said, I maybe drive my car once a month. So, yeah. I should be used to using keys again. Because my car, you don't need keys at all, right? You walk up to it, it opens, you sit down and press a button, it starts. You don't even need to take the key out of your pocket. But my Jeep is all manual. Zach's on my L200s. Yeah, they're already trying to breed, too. I thought they were still a bit small for that. But, well, I assume they're trying to breed. I stuck some PVC caves in there, and now they're in there fanning. Any update on your fish? Which fish? I got too many. Ballin', no. My car is like a $10,000 car. My Jeep, I paid $1,500 for my Jeep. So, no. Not ballin'. I think I would have mounted. Well, I need to go get extra ones made, for one. Mike, the movie is The Sandlot. The Sandlot. Hello, Sergeant. Hello, Charles. Hello, Kala. Dean keeps a spare key underneath your vehicle. Well, if I ever run into your vehicle, I know I got one I can borrow. Dank Tang says, what type of rainbows are with your Maboo? I love the iridescent on them. They are dwarf neon rainbows, or praecox rainbows is the scientific name, praecox. But if you just Google dwarf neon rainbow, they'll come up. Thomas asked, have I ever bred cherry barbs? Not on purpose, but they have bred and I have raised the fry. Sergeant says, got the Steenfott shirt? Yep, Sharon told me. Do you have pleco? If so, what kind? Jenna, I've got too many plecos to list. Your best bet is to look through my channel and watch the videos, because I've got everything. I hope it fits, Jeremy. I hope the shirt fits. Cool 88 Luke says, my guppies are breeding. Do you have any tips? Not a ton. I mean, that's what guppies do. If you had guppies that weren't breeding, then you would have some problems. But super easy fish to raise. Just try to get, for guppies, you could just get some sort of fry food, like a powdered food. Hikari makes some. Jack says The Sandlot is a classic. Yep, I'm gonna watch it tonight, I think. Every Sunday is kind of happy. Says, I put 3 African 6s in my bandit with my bandit scale, moved them back. Wait. Yep. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to work very well every day, or every Sunday is kind of happy, but I was curious. Bob, have you seen my new video yet? I show how to treat internal worms. No, I somehow missed it, Sam. I was looking at all the new videos. Unless you just released it today. I haven't been on YouTube today. Bob, is it your birthday? No, not for a while. Do you know if Danios will eat guppy babies? Most likely, yep. Susan is here. How you doing, Susan? Good to see you. Bob, did you get the limited edition solid gold t-shirt? Mine's not getting in until the 2nd week of May. Nope, I haven't got the t-shirt yet. I don't even know if I can still get it. Have ever kept Odessa barbs? Nope. Corey's video on Mr. Sage's fish room got me interested in them. Okay, so there are very important things to notice. To know, Martin. The Odessa barbs from Greg Sage are nothing like you're gonna get at a fish store. So as long as if that's what you want, get them from Greg Sage. Otherwise, you'll be terribly disappointed with what you get out of a chain store. Dean says, love your recent video. The young girl is so bright. Loved her presentation on algae. Yeah, Dean, that was pretty sweet, and it taught me about filming outdoors in the wind. Because when you're standing there filming, I couldn't hear the wind at all. And then the camera sure picked it all up. You can still get the shirt as long as you buy it within the next 2 weeks or so. Alright, I don't know. I haven't even looked at it, to be honest. Kevin says, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I got the fish from Greg Sage. Best looking fish ever. Yep. How to get chain swords to carpet? Josh Job, that's a really easy carpeting plant. As long as you're providing enough light and nutrients, shouldn't be no problem. They don't need CO2. You don't need any type of liquid CO2. You probably don't even need fertilizer as long as your water is decent. But I would still fertilize because it's going to grow faster. Burning says, Bob, I got some sad news. My desert goby died recently. I should do an update video. Man, I feel like everybody's fish are dying. I don't know if you guys remember the stream on Monday. Tanner had the sick spiny tail eel, yellow eel. And it passed away. Susan had to put down some fish because they got sick. Bad week or two for fish, I tell you. Me, on the other hand, I found a fish. Do you eat peeps, Bob? No. I don't even know that I've never had one. I don't even know if I've ever seen one in real life. I'm not too sure what they are, to be honest. I've heard of them before, though. Kayla has a sick-looking auto. My shrimp and my... Man, tough week for fish. Wow. Kristen's Aquarium says, Bob, if I buy new biomedia and want to add it to an already cycled filter, can I? Do I just rinse it and put it in? Yes, as long as you're... Are you taking media out? Does it say replacing or add it? If you're just adding it, you'll be fine. Dan Haichu has had quite a few fish die in the last 2 to 3 weeks. I haven't had one die recently, though, except an Endler fry. Wow. I got my trout goodyids from Greg Sage. They are huge. Yeah, trilobite. Those are some nice fish. I need to get some of those. Luckily, I can just go down to Corey's house and get some, because his are from Greg Sage and his are breeding. Zach is getting a dragon puffer. I have not kept the dragon puffer, Zach, and I probably won't, but they are awesome. The next puffer, the only other puffer fish I will ever keep besides my Mabu puffer. Again, this could change. Like next week, it could be different. But I definitely want a hairy puffer. And then maybe Amazon puffers in a community tank. But that's about it. For now. Jeremy says, Bob, you said you worked in IT. How has it helped or hurt in the fish hobby? How has IT worked? Okay. Said you worked in IT. How has that helped or hurt in the fish hobby? It hasn't helped or hurt, to be honest. I haven't brought any of that into my fish hobby. That's kind of... It's not something I'm passionate about at all. At all. I could care less about IT, technology. I mean, technology is great, right? I love... Okay, so I love technology, but I hate working on it. The only reason I'm in it is because I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I figured, well, I might as well go to school for IT since those jobs will always be around. So I didn't do it because I was passionate about it. So once I leave work, I'm like, I'm over it. Now I know there's a lot of cool things you could do, all kinds of programs to run lighting and things like that, but again, I just stick it in a timer because I don't want to deal with it at all. You know, it's kind of like they say mechanics have the worst cars. So, same thing. Every Sunday is kind of happy says, one of my cichlids is scratching itself on rocks. Is it internal parasites? Yep. Most likely internal parasites. I'd probably get some general cure. Sorry to hear that, Flynn. What happened to F cubed? Let's look for F cubed. My favorite fancy guppy passed this week. Man, now I need to go in my fish room because I'm starting to worry that maybe something's dead. Man, this is not a good week. But once I upgrade my 50-90, I'm adding black window tint film to the background. I think it'll look pretty good for filming, plus the fish will like it. Have you ever tinted anything? It's a pain in the butt. Pinning on goldfish with plecos? Not good, in my opinion. You can get away with it for a while, but your goldfish like cooler water and plecos like warm water. A hairy puffer or hairy puffer? Hairy like hair. Hairy puffer. They are ridiculous. If you don't know what a hairy puffer is, here, I'll just type it. Even though I know you already figured it out. Google that puffer. Let me see. Let me just make sure what comes up. Apparently I typed puffer. Hairy puffer. Yeah, look at that on Google Images. Those things are righteous. Very mean. You can't put any fish in the tank with them. But they are awesome. I had one once. I don't know how, but I killed it. But that was like one of the first puffers I ever got, so I really didn't know what I was doing. But I did know that it eats snails, but for whatever reason, it was eating, it was fine, and then one day it was dead. Burning Fire, he loves using tech, but isn't into the latest and greatest. No. I'm definitely not one. It's like, oh, the new GT X9 or 1080 video card is coming out and it's $1,000. I better upgrade my 1070. Nope. Not one of those guys. What is your favorite type of fish? Jenna, probably rainbow fish. Yay, I found my auto sink list. He's not shown for 2 days. That's how mine are, Susan. I have a ton of them in my 75-gallon crypt tank, but I'll go weeks without seeing them, and then I'll see like 10 of them just sitting on a leaf somewhere. Harry Potter puffer. Well, so Kayla, that's interesting because I have never Googled Harry Potter ever in my life, so I wonder if it's just going off your search history, if you've ever searched that. Tim says, LOL, I was that mechanic. Yeah. Yep. Charles says, in that case about IT, would you take a job offer if it was for an aquarium-related company and the pay was the same or higher? Depending on what it is, because I'm not going to do retail and I'm not going to do weekends. The show Tedenai, I don't know how to pronounce that, Cole, but yeah, that's a nice one too. Will water sprite use metals in the water and help with nitrate? Yes. The Nerdy Fish says, what's up everyone? And Bob, I feel like I haven't caught a live stream in a while. Yeah, it feels like a while. Of course, I always get you confused because there's the Nerdy Fish and I think there's the Nerdy Fish Keeper. So, do you want a green terror cichlid? No. Not right now. And I just, let's see. I politely disagree. Goldfish can handle cooler temperatures, but do not prefer or need them. I've had fantails for years at 83 degrees. Many shallow ponds in the south get warm. Well, there you go. I'm certainly not a goldfish expert, so I just go with what I've read online. Well, water sprite. Okay, I got that one. Ridiculous Fish Adventures. Wouldn't flashing mean external parasites? It could be. It could be internal too. In my experience, most of the time, it's internal. Do you have any experience with Pundamilia nerrii? I just bought 4 and they're coming Monday. Yep, if you go way back on my channel, you'll see that I had a colony of them. But yeah, they're extremely aggressive fish. Bob, what are their water parameters for apistos? Soft water only. Scott, most of the common apistos you're going to find are very adaptable. And I've kept them up to 7.5 pH. Now, a lot of people will get angry at you and they'll be like, oh, they have to have 6 or 5 pH and all this crap. But that's only if you're breeding them. If you don't plan on breeding them, you can keep them at almost any standards. You know, no extremes, but they're very forgiving on what they can handle. How many fish tanks do you have, Bob? Cool 88, around 30 set up and around 30 empty. Job security is really good. Yeah, if you're talking about IT, it certainly is, because there's a lot of people that are really clueless. My Amazon puffer is only eating the flesh off the snails, not the snail, or not the shells. Yeah, they shouldn't eat the shells. Should I be worried that his teeth will grow too long? Well, he should be crushing the shells and spitting them out. My puffer is only eating the flesh of the snails. How is it getting to the flesh? Is he like sucking it out somehow? Because he should be crushing the shells and then spitting them back out. I mean, they'd eat the shell too, but... Chris says, hey Bob, if I film a video for you, will you use it as a background? Yep, as long as it's in high def, at least 5 minutes and not moving. So completely still, like Sashimi Whiskey's video here. Bob, Google Australian Ninja Shrimp. Okay. Just for you, buddy. Problem is, I don't know which one it's supposed to be. There's like 100 different shrimp here. Chameleon ninja shrimp? I think I found it. Are they like a tiger shrimp? That's what it reminds me of. The nerdy fish. Yeah, it's me and the fish nerd. Oh yeah, the fish nerd. we were having the same thoughts. Yep. So the nerdy fish and the fish nerd. That's what it is. Flashing can also be breeding behavior too. So if I keep my goldfish tank at 75 degrees, can I put a bristle? Yeah, bristlenose plecos can handle. I keep mine at 70. And they breed like crazy. Oh, I just skipped past a lot of comments. Well, I didn't, but... Bob, I need your opinion. What snack should I have? Chips, grapefruit, banana, and peanut butter. Well, if it was me, I would have chips. JW says, I'm starting to save all my change in a jar so when summer hits, going to go on a spending spree on new fish. Yeah, that's what everyone should be doing. I always save my change, and I cash in like $100 at a time. If the shells are too hard, the puffer won't crush the shells. Ram horns are usually soft enough. Yeah, that's what I use, is ram's horn. Yeah, he bites at the fleshy part of the snail. Not on the crunchy. Yeah, it could be the shell. Some of them, like Malaysian trumpet snails, or some puffers have a hard time with. Every Sunday is kind of happy, so it depends. Your Pundamelia and your Erotis are, well, one, the Erotis is like one of the most aggressive Mabunas ever, and the Pundamelia are at least equally as aggressive. So you could definitely have some problems there. Or you could get like 20 of each and probably be okay. But I know you only have a 65-gallon tank, so maybe 10 of each and try it. 4, if you're doing 4, you're probably going to have problems. My mono shrimp have disappeared. I have neon tetras, 2 albino cories, and a golden killifish. Any thoughts? Golden killie, they might be in there. You're just not seeing them. They're pretty good at hiding, especially when there's other fish around. Angelo says, did I hear about Sergeant's 1K sub challenge? I did. Aquarium Co-op, I love you. Is Corey here? Oh, there he is. Flint's Fish Forum, chips always. Well, I gave it a little bit of thought. I was thinking banana and peanut butter, because I'm kind of on a health kick right now. But in the end, chips went out. Can't go wrong with chips. Yep. Hey, that means I can now keep a bristle nose. Also, now I need a bigger tank. Always need a bigger tank. I've read that the Congo puffer is hiding a lot. Did yours do that? I really like that one as well. Yep, before I killed my Congo puffer, it was burrowed all the time with just like its eyeballs sticking out. It was pretty awesome. I would probably get another one of those. But I don't know if those are seasonal or they're just... I've only seen them once. I can tell you, that's why I'm really apprehensive about my Mabu puffer, because I've killed so many puffer fish in my days. It's ridiculous. Alright, let's skip a few of these. I think I got some of these. Try to get back to where I was. What's a reasonable tank size for a male betta? I like 10-gallon tanks. I have mine in a 9-gallon fluval, like a rimless fluval. And I know they can go in smaller, but I don't know. Just something about me feels bad putting them in small tanks. Aquarium Co-op, I love you. Sergeant Tanks, I want to keep Bob in a tank, but it's a little too demanding. Yeah. Gotta do a lot of water changes. What do you think of Greg Sage's Synodontis lucipennis? Do you like those? I love them. That's probably one of my favorite catfish. Definitely top 5. But yeah, they are amazing, amazing fish. They're super active. I usually keep them in all my cichlid tanks. Well, all my like Malawi, not my Tanganyikan tanks, because I don't want them to eat the fry. I'm sure they would. I've got both chocolate and albino from a chocolate pair. Oh, looks like I missed your comment there, Pine Tree. Let's take a look. Hey Bob, well, and albino and chocolate bristlenose breed. Yep, every single color morph will breed with every single color morph. Why is my albino bristlenose pleco white and others are yellow? The pickled plecostomus. There's many different variations. So I have yellow, I have white. Just with the chocolate, there's or the normal, the chocolate, whatever. There's different shades of that brown. There's different shades of that yellow, white. Some people call them yellow because they think they can charge more money for them. Yeah. Orlando Ruiz says, can plecos get ick? Yes, they can. So I just got to see if this is working now, because I've been working on this with Google. Oops. I move it down over here so you don't see my credit card magic number. I'm supposed to be testing this, so don't mind me. I almost forgot. And then I show it anyways. Who cares? Alright. See if that works. Alright, so I guess they must have fixed it. Maybe? For now, anyways. Alright, it worked. Hit that like button. Oh, see, I always forgot. Let me look. What are we at here? 54 likes with 154 people. Oh, I didn't know I could just ask Sashimi Jimmy to test it. I saw you put out a video. I haven't watched it yet there, Jimmy. I gotta go check it out. It was only like 2 minutes. Bob, so just when you make a... What? So just when you want to quit the hobby, what makes you stay back in? I've never even thought about quitting it. Yet. Steen's making it rain on himself. Yep. I posted on your Facebook group. Could you look at it, the post, and answer it, as I can't post pictures here? If I can find it. I don't know what your name is. Let's see. Somebody wants to join. Join that. I use a rubber band to put a Nubius Nana on wood. Will the Nubius... Will Nubius stay on the wood when the rubber band dissolves? Depends on how fast it takes, or how fast it dissolves. Most likely, it should. All right. So, I don't want you guys to feel obligated, but Burning Fire, $3 Australian. Me too. Zach's Tank's crazy aquarium guy. Has lots of awesome tanks. You guys should check out his channel. Totally works. Thank you. Nisi again. It works. All right, it's working. You know, on Monday I went an hour and a half without it working, and Google is still trying to tell me that it's working as intended. Kayla says I'll be lurking. I have 2 water changes. Oh, I have water changes and 2 sick bettas. Hopefully they recover. Let's see. Sorry if I'm missing your chat. I'm trying to find a post that has pictures on it. Some nice orange flash Apistos on there. Golden Nuggets. Some L340 King Tigers. I think those are Mega Clown. Hard to keep all the common names. Is it this question? Hey Bob and gang, what would you pay for a used 55 gallon? Right now I would pay 50 cents a gallon. Has one hang on the back. I wouldn't pay for that at all. And a couple lights and hoods, other gadgets I'm not interested in. Think it'll need a reseal job. I wouldn't pay for it at all. If you had to reseal it, it better be free. Yeah. Yeah, if you need to reseal it, that sucker better be free, especially when you can go down and buy one for a brand new one for $55. Dean H with the $2 super chat. Thank you, buddy. I should remind everyone that that's going for Tanks for Teachers. I don't keep any of that. Aquarium Co-op says, I've been working, trying to get ready, Flynn, to come over this weekend. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Will different types of quarries school together? Yes, but not all types. Am I missing all my super chats? No, I got them all. Even my own. Steenfott Aquatics with the $1 super chat. Check out his amazing channel and subscribe and thumbs up and share and blah blah blah. Okay, as a guy who just bought his first aquarium, planted it today, what should I think about it before? What should I think about before adding fish? Will happen in a week, I guess. Have something called Easy Start. So, Easy Start, Safe Start, all that crap is crap. Test your water. If it's ready to go in a week, I mean, you have plants in there, so you're on the right track as far as a faster cycle. But don't add a lot of fish at once. Take it slow. Go buy a couple fish, put them in there. Give it a week. Test your water. If it's still good, then buy a couple more fish. Don't do what everyone does and go out and buy 50 fish and throw them all in the tank at once. How do we super chat? There should be a $ right here. So if you look on my screen, which is not on here, right? But you want to click on, oops, right here, that $. If you don't have that $, it means you're on an Apple product, and you should probably throw it in the trash and buy a new, and buy a Samsung or something. But yeah, Richard, take your time. Invest in a water kit, not Safe Start, not any of that snake oil. Aquarium Co-op, this $2 is for you to buy a backup car key. Yep, thanks. Bob, could you do a vid on the local fish store? If he allowed it, I would do it. I've shown a little bit of it. What's for dinner tonight? Nothing exciting. I have some broccoli. I have some turkey. I know I have some free tanks just laying around my shed. They cost too much. And right now, considering I have to reseal them all, they cost too much to me. So has anyone here had any experience with the Seachem title yet? You should tell them to send me one and I'll make a video on it, on how bad it is. Already have to go. I'm just kidding. I've never used it. I don't know if it's bad. It's just a hang-on back filter, so I assume it's bad. As Bob always says, for the common dimensions, never pay more than $1 per gallon for a used tank with common dimensions. Yep. That's kind of my philosophy for anything up to like 180 gallons, really. Unless it's acrylic. I will pay more for acrylic, for large acrylic tanks. For instance, my 240 gallon, I paid $500. So $2 a gallon. Well worth it. Damien says, what's a good price to sell bristlenose plecos to a local fish store? They run for $30 at their shop for adults. Are you selling adults or are you selling fry? I thought you didn't like turkey, Bob. I hate turkey, but it's really lean. Bob, make a video on how to break it into one simple step. Make a video on how to break it. Break what? Alright, solid tip. I'll look into the test kit, and yeah, I'll start with just a few fishes. And if I were you, I'm probably going to get a lot of hate, but I would get the test strip. The Tetra test strips. I wouldn't get the API kit. I would just get the test strips. It'll be way easier. Did I miss the story about your car keys? Yep. Not much of a story. I just locked them in my car. Let's see. How many 240 gallons can I store in my garage? I don't know. Probably at least 100 if you're stacking them. I just made Jello. It's settling right now. Adults and young. So if they're selling adults for $30, honestly, they're probably paying less than $10 a fish. Young ones, like if you're talking like an inch and a half, maybe a couple dollars if you're lucky. Priscilla is here. Hello, Priscilla. Good to see you. Josh says, since you won't send me RCS, I want to my LFS and bought 15 to start a colony. You went to your LFS. Did you message me? I mean, not that I would have sold them anyways, because I'm not committing to shipping fish yet. So just for anyone's how to, I get messages on every platform right now, and if you're sending me messages on Instagram, I'll never see it. If you're sending me messages on Twitter, I don't even know if that's a thing. I'll probably never see it. And if you're sending me messages on Facebook and it's not through my group, then I don't get notifications. So I miss a lot of messages. I piss a lot of people off. But that's just how it is. I apologize. But if I don't get a notification for something, I'm probably not going to see it. Charles says, I enjoy LOLing at the ridiculous Craigslist deals that sell 10 gallons for $50, as if included used clown puke gravel increases the price that much. It's unicorn gravel. Of course it's more expensive. Is Twitter even real? I don't think so. Like, it's dying, right? They're losing market share, like, pretty fast, I thought. I had a guppy that died recently. I believe it was deformed. Could have been a reason. Could that be a reason to see through the head? Well, if it's deformed, that probably has something to do with it. Mikey says, what is the minimum tank size for an adult Mabu puffer? Well, I'll be putting mine in a 240 gallon, but I'm looking for larger. Like, I don't think that's big enough. And the problem is that it's only 25 inches deep. Or, like, depth. Not deep, but depth. And a Mabu puffer could probably get that big. So, it'd make it really hard for him to turn around. What's the full size of a bristlenose plecos? Around 6 inches. I got a 15 gallon for $30 with an internal filter. Aquarium Co-op, I have found some of the test nitrates. What's the full... Yeah, so... Yeah, if you message me about getting shrimp, I didn't get it. So I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be an a-hole or anything. But I get so many messages now. If I don't actually get a notification, or if you email me, I would have gotten it. So I'm not sure how you sent it, but I apologize if I missed it. Big Steen, could I have a pair of red velvet swords with my pineapple swords? Yeah, they'll probably, commingle with each other, and you'll get like just a cross between them. Hey guys, new logo, too cool for school. It looks pretty fancy. Let me go to your page and see if I can see it. Kind of small for me here. Can I keep roseline sharks with my goldfish? Big J Aquatics, I think you need to shrink it down. It looks good, but I think you need to shrink it down because the big is not on the screen and part of the aquatics is cut off. My YouTube is kaput. I didn't see anyone in chat for a few minutes. I don't know that I would keep roseline sharks with my goldfish. But like I said, I'm not a goldfish expert. I've never kept them. Yes, Craigslist, you need to have patience. Yeah. A lot of places, you need to look at Facebook, the marketplace on Facebook, because there is a lot of sweet deals there. Mr. Science Geek says, roseline sharks, warm water, goldfish, cold water. Yeah, so I wouldn't do it, but other people claim that it can be done. I've never seen it, but hey, if they're doing it, it works for them, right? At my closest fish store, duckweed is $15. Normal, or should I get it from a pond? How would it be different? I would get it from a pond. And $15 for duckweed? Wow, I'd be a millionaire. Pickled Placostomus, what percentage of guppy fry come out deformed? I pulled 3 out of the 18 fry. Is this normal? I think it depends on how strong the genetics are on the specific strain that you got. Flint's Fish Forum says, okay, now I have to go. So the pickled Placostomus, yeah, there's a lot of factors there. I don't know that I could give you a percentage. For instance, I think some of it has to do with what you're feeding it, because I used to get deformed ones all the time, and then I switched food, and now I hardly ever notice deformed ones in my breeding for profit tank now. Whereas if you go back and watch some of my older videos, they're everywhere. How many male to female Congo tetra should I keep in a species tank? Any tips on breeding them? I've never bred them, so sorry, no tips there. Now, if you're wanting your male to female ratio specifically for breeding, then again, I'm not sure. Maybe someone in the chat here has bred them and can tell you. I'll pay you $15 to take... Yeah, I would pay a lot of money for someone to come into my fish room and take out all the duckweed. Like, I would pay to get rid of it. There was a comment here. Oh, Mike says, have you ever done a dirt tank? Yes. And I'm going to be I am in the process of doing one now. So hopefully that'll be on film here pretty soon. So I had a 40-gallon that I used for a dirted tank, and I did that for a long time. And the problem was that I was uprooting plants all the time and changing things around, and eventually it just got too messy, so I tore it all out. And if you look on my channel and find the 75-gallon crypt tank, I think there's a playlist on it that has about 1 inch of dirt, and then about 1.5 inches of normal gravel, and then about 1.5 inches of Eco Complete. And don't ask me why I did that. I have no rhyme or reason. That's just what I did for fun. I don't know why. Okay, yep. So Bob's 240 gallons soon. Yep, soon, right around the corner. Kenj Lee, super chat working. Joke. Did I hear it correct? The Big Steen is going lean Steen. I'm trying, man. I'm gonna try. I really like bacon and pizza though, so it's gonna be a challenge. I even like bacon on my pizza. Yeah, thank you for the super chat. If you haven't seen Kenj Lee's channel, he's got an amazing story over there. Check it out. But yeah, lean Steen, I like it. Oh, here we go. Andikin, I bred Congos. I moved a male and female pair in a separate 30-gallon with a sponge and a mop. There you go. So apparently you just need one of each. Obviously, right? I mean, that's how nature works. Why is duckweed so bad? Because unlike any other plant, if you want to get rid of it, it's really hard to get rid of. Carlos says, I love catappa leaves. Well, okay. So if you're only dealing with like one tank, then duckweed, I would never have a problem with it. But when you have 30 tanks and it spreads around to all your tanks, it can get out of control really, really fast. J-Dub says, how are the crabs? Well, I went to the doctor today. It's looking pretty good. Pretty good. No, the crabs are doing great. Outstanding. They were in Wednesday's video. The mystery crabs were, if you want to check them out, towards the end. But there is a sweet presentation in there in case you haven't seen it, J-Dub. Well worth the watch. Carlos says, I love Catappa leaves. I put 1 large leaf per 10 gallon. True with my sparkling Grammies, Discus, Rams, Cardinals, Neos. Just stopped by to say that. Any love for the tannins, Bob? I don't like using leaves because I find them to be too much work when they're breaking down. But that's just me. It's probably one of those things. Every time I've tried it, I've never really paid attention to it, and then they break down, and it just creates a mess. Carlos, I'm curious, did you get that big tank that you posted last week or the week before? You posted that big tank. Did you get it? I hope you did. Bob's returning to the dirt. Yeah, about 2-3 weeks ago, I posted it on Instagram. So check out my Instagram. I try to post pictures daily, but then I forget because I suck at social media. And then it'll go like 5 days, and I'm like, oh, whoops, I forgot about Instagram. Got all the lean steens coming in. Oh, putting on the pressure now. David Beckencourt's Aquariums. How you doing, buddy? Sorry if you've been here for a while and I missed your chat, but who gave the crabs? Let's see. I'm pretty sure I'm missing a lot of chats today. Sorry, folks. Dean says, yesterday I learned that V-Stag's son is planning to join the Marine Corps. As a former Marine, I want to wish V-Stag's son a good luck and best wishes. Yeah. Was that on his live stream? I know V-Stag was live streaming last night. Got to stop in there for a little bit. For Corridoras, you need... Alright. We got Aquarium Co-op picking up my slack for me. I guess I missed a Corridoras question. You need 2 males, 1 female. Defies nature. Luke says, I'm sitting here eating bacon, Canadian bacon, and turkey bacon with... I tried turkey bacon. I couldn't do it. However, I did like turkey sausage. Well, I shouldn't say like. I should say I could stomach it. I couldn't stomach turkey bacon. It was too weird. Bob, you can still enjoy bacon and pizza if you reduce your caloric intake. Yeah, there's still a lot of other negative health benefits to eating that stuff, though, right? Like, so if I reduce my daily calories to 1,500, not all calories are the same. So eating 1,500 calories of pizza is not like eating 1,500 calories of vegetables. So, yeah. All right, Blackwater tank. I've been looking into that. It's been intriguing me, burning. Blackwater tank. Have you heard of the rhizomat by Carib Sea? Nope. It's a fiber mat that goes under the gravel to give plants something to root into for people who don't like dirt. See, I wouldn't want that either because I play with my plants too often. My goal with this dirt tank, and this would work in this instance, is to just set it and forget it. Now I'm using all stem plants, which should probably be in the mail right now. So I'm going to be doing a lot of trimming, but I'm not planning on uprooting anything. So we'll see how that works out. Watching the stream and the playoffs. Oh, so I should have put playoffs in my tags in my description. That's how much I know about basketball. I don't even pay attention. Jane says, hi Bob, watch the vid where you toured Corey's fish room. He had a tank of stir-by, wild-caught, colony breeding, shy. Are some Corey species less shy than others? Which ones? In my experience, none of the Corys I have kept I would consider shy at all. So, I've got nothing for you, because all the Corys I have, they're out swimming around all the time. Oh snap, I was told pizza and bacon are food groups. Well, thanks to our wonderful government who did declare pizza as a vegetable, if you can believe that. 1,500 calories veggies and you'd be a pleco. I bet I'd probably feel a lot better, though. Hey, Bob, have you ever kept a pistogramma benchai? Kang, yes. I love them, but I can't get them to breed. I've never been able to get mine to breed either, but I've also never really tried. So I've bred cockatoides, I've bred McMasteri, but those you don't need to really play with the water chemistry at all. But I think they're awesome fish. I have some now. I have 4 or 5 of them now somewhere. Ha ha ha, clickbait. Yep. Although it didn't work. Oh, is it hockey? See, I don't even know. I'm not too in the sports scene, even though I do like sports. The problem is I hate commercials more than I like sports. So I just don't watch them on TV because I hate commercials. Bob, have you had white or black skirt tetras before? No, Vince, but I've had the HY 511, which is very similar. Minimum tank size for H Steenfott is 1,000 gallons. Yeah, I think I'd do all right in 1,000 gallons. Josh Job says, David, are you going to stream tonight? Someone is streaming, but I don't remember who. J May says, glad to see the super chat back and working. Yeah, it's been pretty rough. Luckily, I mean, it's nice to get the donations, but it doesn't really affect me at all, whether it works or not. But we are putting it to good use, so at least there's that. Up to 32 subscribers, so hopefully hit 100 by May. JW, I think you're getting kind of greedy. Didn't you say 100 by summer? And now you're trying to move it to May? That's in 10 days, my friend. Playing soccer and watching the stream doesn't get better than that. See, soccer is a sport that I will watch on TV because there's no commercials. But even then, my Melanochromis auratus seem to be very nice. Well, it depends on how big they are. When they're adults, if they're a fish that you just got... what's this I'm hearing about Creeping Jenny being able to be used in fish tanks? Is this true? I've never kept Creeping Jenny, but yes, I know there's people that do grow it in fish tanks. Kang Lee says, it's all for tanks for teachers. Yes. So, every super chat, and I know I've said this probably multiple times, at least I know I've said it once already, goes for tanks for teachers. And for all the cynics out there, super chat donations are completely separate than any other YouTube monetization. It's a completely different category. It's tracked completely different, so I know exactly how much. So it doesn't get mixed in with like AdSense or any of that. Dean H says, a fan of the Seattle Sounders. Yep. I certainly am. Mr. Science Geek says, thanks for donating all your super chats to tanks for teachers. I can't imagine my classroom without my fish tanks. Yeah, and it also, I'm surprised at how many teachers we got here. It's pretty awesome. I wish I appreciated teachers when I was still in school. I was definitely the student you didn't want in your class, I'll tell you that. Could guppies and neon tetras be together? Probably. I've seen it done 1,000 times, but I've never done it myself. So sweet, I have a ton of Creeping Jenny growing near my house. Yeah, I'm pretty sure people sell it on Aquabit too. You should make a banner for OBS that says all donations goes for tanks for teachers. That is a very good idea, and I will write that one down and hopefully look at it within the next month. Banner for TFT. Maybe I could actually, like, I don't know anything about this, but maybe I could actually start like a non-profit. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. I don't know if that's a pain in the butt or not, but that'd be pretty sweet. What are some plants for tropical aquariums? I'm assuming you're a bold man to say that out loud. What did I say out loud? Or I don't even know if you're talking to me. There's a lot of sports talk going on now. Small Steen was a troublemaker. I was a straight F student. Like, my GPA was like 0.7 in junior high. It was pretty outstanding, I'll tell you that much. You should make a banner. Okay. Teachers, yep. Man, I feel you. I'm a Nick fan. Oh, that sucks. I made some progress on my 40 breeder. I appreciated some of my teachers. Yeah, I had a lot of good teachers. I just certainly didn't take advantage of them or appreciate them as much as I should. Of course, that could probably be said about most people. Like, everyone hates school, right? Most everyone. We were all created by Stardust. Yeah, so I'll be honest with you guys. My junior high GPA was like a 0.7. I think I failed every single class, like every single semester. My high school GPA was almost as horrid, and I didn't even found. So it was kind of weird. So I don't even know why I'm telling the story, but I had to go to summer school in high school. But then I ended up having way too many credits, and so the last semester, like, I didn't even have to go. So that was kind of weird. But there was one history class that I needed to graduate, and I got a 56% fail, right? And I was at graduation is when I found out that I got a 56%, and the teacher was there, and I was like, look, do you really want to see me here next year? And he just kind of nodded and was like, nope. And so he passed me with a 56%, and I found out I graduated that night of my graduation. But then I went to college and graduated with honors, so yeah, I grew up a little bit. What's the biggest school of neon tetras you've had in your life? Not very big at all, maybe 12. I think I only have maybe half a dozen neon tetras right now. My dad is a teacher and has a 120-gallon tank with a sunfish and a largemouth bass. That sounds awesome. Dude, summer school is so awesome. I will say I did have a lot of fun in summer school. Ecology was my favorite class. I used to make fun of all my teachers, and now I'm a teacher. Yep. Funny how that works. And a lot of the teachers that I went to high school with have like retired now, so I can't even go back and apologize. But if they were still there, I would definitely do it. I Like Butter says, hey Bob, why do you think many people are scared of big water changes, and why do they kill their fish because of it? I've done massive water changes and never killed a fish from it. You see my breeding fish for profit? I did a 90% water change on that yesterday. So I don't know, maybe they're not using dechlorinator. I don't know. I haven't heard of people killing their fish from massive water changes. So now I know people are doing like 100% water changes and killing off their beneficial bacteria. That might be a problem. My LFS is shaped like a dome and it's pretty cool. Wow. My friend has a tank that's 125 gallon and close to 380 neon tetras in it. That would be awesome. I came across a video on YouTube of a guy releasing 100 rummy nose tetras into, I think, 125 gallon, and it was awesome. I'm 13, so I wouldn't know how bad college is. College was definitely geared more towards me than high school. Hi Bob, how much does it cost to run your fish room per month? So my water here is really dirt cheap, like dirt cheap, and I don't pay any extra water. So I actually went down to the city a couple weeks ago and asked about my water consumption, and they were like, "Oh, you're below average." So I don't know what people are doing, but to use so much water, but apparently like mine is below average for my area. And it's like $16 a month. It's ridiculous. Power costs me about it's usually in the 50s a month. I'm going to subscribe. Sweet, thank you. Everyone should subscribe. That would be awesome. I haven't even checked how many I'm up to yet. I hope that doesn't sound douchey, but I haven't checked in a while. And I don't think I can check without clicking off of this, so I'm not going to. Only 170 tonight. Thanks for the stream. Yep, I'm going till a quarter after since I was late. So we're going for an extra... Oh, unless John is on. Is anyone watching for John? I completely forgot. Let me look. You wouldn't believe how much people waste water. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's true because I see people watering their lawn and it's pouring down rain. So I don't get it. KG Tropicals. 86. Oh, did I hit 8,600? Sweet. Oh, well, I don't think John's gonna stream for a while. I'd be surprised, but you know, I still gotta check. I feel that even if John doesn't stream for like 3 months and comes back, like that 6 o'clock time is still his. Like I don't know. I just respect him that much, and I'm like I said, even if he doesn't go for 3 months and he comes back and starts at 6, I'd cut it off immediately. What fish could be with neon tetras? Please answer. Neon tetras are community fish, so you can keep any other community fish with them as long as they're not big enough that they'll fit in their mouth. Let's see. Bobby says 50 a month for power. Wow, I pay equalized $263 a month. Always end up owing more at the end of the year. Yep. So I've used a kilowatt meter and gone around to all my outlets and done the math. So I don't know. I feel like that's expensive, and I'm cutting back. I'm slowly getting rid of all my. What are the cheap eBay lights that everyone likes? What's that brand? Someone remind me. I don't know why I'm having a brain fart. Odyssey? No. Green Element? Green Element? I don't remember. But anyways, those cheap LED lights that you buy on eBay, I'm slowly replacing all of those with the Phoenix Stingray light because it's about half the power consumption. Beams work, yes. Total brain fart there. Beams works. I'm replacing all my Beams work lights with Phoenix Stingray lights. What would you like better, a drip system or auto water change? Isn't that the same thing? I guess it could be different. But auto water change for sure. Bob, come on. When's the 240 coming in? It's getting closer. It's getting closer. There's some pretty big life decisions that have to be made for the 240. So that's why it's something that's not being rushed. I love my Beams Work 6-footer. Yes, but imagine having like 30 of them. Sandlot, yep. Sandlot, I'm watching it tonight. Are you selling the Beams Works? No. Nope. I don't get rid of any of my LED lighting. I don't know why, but even when I'm not using it, it still feels valuable to me. And Priscilla, I definitely wouldn't want to ship it because the last thing I want to do is put that in the hands of USPS and end up having a broken light, or UPS, FedEx. They're all terrible, right? And I don't want to ship a light, have it broken, and then having someone mad at me. Anyone having chat problems? I hope not. What tropical plants can be kept in a tropical tank? If I were you, I would go to planettank.net and do a lot of research there, because there are, like, you just can't go to a Home Depot and buy tropical plants and put them in water. It's not going to happen. None of the plants they sell there are going to work in water. So go to planettank.net. It's an excellent resource. Older, not a lot of people there anymore, but you can learn a lot. They have plant profiles for thousands of plants. Drip systems usually share a sump. Well, the only way I've ever seen drip systems done is through an auto water changer. So I'm not sure exactly what the difference is. I can imagine there's a difference, but Oliver says, how can I tell if my lights will grow plants? What kind of light is it? Do you know? Most any light will grow low light plants. Bob, I could use some. If you were local, I would let you borrow them. David, how many of them lemon tetras left? Yeah, Oliver Dean, if you know what kind of light you got, let us know. You got 8 minutes. How many German blue rams would you keep in a 20-gallon? Me, personally, I would keep 1 pair. That's it. How many gallons is the tank behind you? Is Jimmy still here? Sashimi Jimmy, Mr. Whiskey. It's his tank. And I don't remember if it's a 55 or a 75 or a 90. I don't remember. Two left. I've heard that places like Thailand and Malaysia have crazy fish markets. Is there a country known for their aquatic plants? Probably, I feel like Germany, Japan. Basically, all the places with the super huge aquascaping contest, like Germany and Japan. China. My carp like them, expensive meals. Yeah. My Buenos Aires Tetra lost its school, and I can't keep it in my community tank because I can't buy any more. My LFS also doesn't take any drop-offs. What to do? Sounds like you're going to be keeping it. That's a random phone call. Just decline that. Is it better to keep more than one bristlenose pleco? It's probably the same. They're not aggressive, so you can keep them with more, but they're not like a schooling fish, so they're just fine by themselves. Josh Job, there are lots of videos on YouTube about DIY solar distillers. Using an old piece of aquarium glass is a great start. Interesting. Priscilla, why did you quit your job? Priscilla, quit your job. I didn't hear that. If a tank has high nitrates, wouldn't a massive water change send the fish into nitrate shock? I've never heard of nitrate shock in my life. However, a massive water change could shock your fish, but it's not going to be from nitrates. I mean, when fish come in with that in really high water, so if you're shipping fish or for some reason your tank has really high nitrates, like the number one thing, first thing you do is do big water changes, because you want to get all that crap out of there and put in clean water. So it's like if you were swimming in a bathtub of poop and took out 90% of the poop and replaced it with clean water, you'll probably be a little bit happier, right? I don't think it would shock you very much. That's a pretty terrible comparison, but Oliver Dean, a shop light will grow low light plants. Well, yeah, if you're working with a shop light, you can grow a lot of plants with that. Kayla says, hey Bob, I wanted to talk. Well, call me back when the live stream's over. What's my favorite Tetra? Probably the HY511 still. Steenfott Aquatics, when you're hiking, do you get confused with Bigfoot? No, because I'm not very tall. I'm only 6'1", so there's people that are way taller than me, like Big Fly Multimedia. That dude's like 9 feet tall. So I'm not very tall, but I am fat, so that's where the big comes in. But I'm not very hairy either, so definitely not Bigfoot. Bob, how many of your tanks are drilled? 1. My 75-gallon crypt tank is drilled. So Shimmy Whiskey, there he is, says 55 gallons. Tank in the background is 55. How do I grow out bristlenose plecos faster? I want to breed them and have 4 young ones. You could try raising the temperature a little bit, feeding them more, and doing lots of water changes. The Betta Fish site is slowly collapsing. We lost a ton of members. It's kind of sad. Is that like a Facebook group or is it an actual website? I ran into an issue with my water supply last summer during a few large water changes. Killed off a bunch of lemon tetras. Yeah, so that brings up something. So there's always like exceptions to the rules, right? Like I do 90% water changes and I don't lose fish. However, I ran into the same thing here last year. Maybe it was the year before. I don't remember, Cole. Where I did like normal water changes and killed off like half the fish in my fish room. And I was like, what is going on? And went to my local fish store who was doing water changes, and like all the fish in his tanks were like gasping for air and belly up. So we both contacted the city. They never gave us any answers. They probably poisoned us all. But yeah, we lost. I mean, so like I said, the massive water change didn't do it. There was something in the water. That's what I'm trying to say. Is it important to match water temperature during water change? I feel like it's pretty important. I usually make mine colder depending on what fish I have in the tank. So like my rainbow fish, I'll do colder water. And I'm not, my rainbow fish, I keep it about 75 degrees. I'm not saying I would put in like 40 degree water. I would do like 70 degree water. They didn't pay me enough for what they expect me to do, so it was time to move on. Yeah, there's a lot of that going around right now. Applying at my LFS and art supply store. Is going to school in fall though. Awesome. What are you going to school for? If you don't mind me asking. How do you get methane blue out of stuff like clothes? I have no idea. I've never got it on my clothes. Have you owned Lake Tabera rainbows? I can't say that I've heard of that before. Let me Google it. We got 3 minutes. This looks like they're herbal axolotli. Oh, there you go. The herbal axolotli. Yes, I have some right now at T's Tropical Tanks. Where I'm from, those are just called yellow rainbow fish. I've never heard them called that before. Bob, a little fat will come in handy when the zombie apocalypse starts. I don't know. Have you ever seen, what's that zombie movie with, oh man, Zombieland. Like in that movie, all the fat people went first because they couldn't run fast enough. You buy new clothes. Methylene blue is used to dye blue jeans. Wow, there you go. Learn something new every day. Going to school for web development. That's a good thing to go to school for. How can you put a fish in a new tank with not floating the bag so they don't get shock? How can you put a fish in a new tank? Well, I always float to match the temperature. There's always going to be a little bit of shock, but as long as you're not going from like 9 pH to 4 pH, you should be good. World War Z, I didn't even make it through that movie. That movie was so bad. Yeah, it was Zombieland, right? Where all the fat people went first because they couldn't run. That's going to be me. Corey and I were going first, but it was a hell of a life, right? Man, this is my favorite white tank top. Well, now it's your favorite blue tank top. Just buy some more methylene blue and make it blue. There you go. I need biscuits and gravy. Yeah, I need brisket and gravy. You can have your biscuits and gravy. Just give me brisket and gravy. Dave Acorn's Aquarium is like asking me how my 40 went. Trip to the other guy. Problem solved. How long will it take for geos to color up and start breeding? I've never kept geos, although it will happen soon. Yeah, Zombieland had the rules, and rule 1 was cardio. A little mo cardio. And what was rule 2? Double tap? I'm good with the double tap, but not with the running. Especially since I played hockey for like 10 years, my knees are really bad. I got my Rapashi today, Corey. Thanks. Awesome. I got Rapashi too. Have you seen the movie Halloween, Bob? Nope. I'm going with you, bad knee. Yep. I spent way too many years slamming into walls with knee first. Racing, I'm eating a Twinkie right now. I'm glad I don't like Twinkies. That's a good thing. It would work faster. Okay. Okay, I missed some of my mod comments here. Corey is just fluffy. Hit like, share, like, share, like, share. Hey, we made it over 100. I'm happy with that. 113. Pretty sweet. Okay, got it. Rapashi. I want a Twinkie. How dare you call me fat? I didn't call you fat. I said we're both going first. I implied. I did not call. I implied. Steen Gretzky. Can I put a fake sashimi whiskey? I think I brought that up the other day, right? Or maybe it wasn't. But remember the Michael Scott quote? You miss 100% of the shots you don't make. Wayne Gretzky, and then he quoted it with Michael Scott. Hey Corey, how many times do you deworm Murphy? Yeah, Corey, how many times do you deworm Murphy? My blue wife beater? I never... Why do they call it wife beater? I never knew that. Did you play the enforcer role when you played hockey? No, when I played hockey, I was the small dude. I was small Steen when I played hockey, and I would zip through everyone. I'm really good. I'm a really good skater. Even still. LOL, Michael Scarn. Everybody do the Scarn. I went through about 6 rounds with deworming meds for Murphy. There you go. No matter what, I'm toast. Alaska's too cold for too long to survive. I don't know. I've seen some pretty sweet stuff done in the wild out there. See, you have the advantage, Nisi, is there's not going to be a lot of zombies out there, right? Because there's not a lot of people. So you just need to buy enough bullets. Would an Aqua Clear 70 hang on back be okay for a 40 breeder? Yeah. Stereotype that people that wear them hit women. I mean, I guess I could have assumed that, but I've never really researched it. And for the longest time, I didn't know if it was wife beater or white beater. I always, for probably like the first 50 years of my life, I always thought it was white beater because they're white, right? It wasn't actually until not too long ago that I heard it was wife beater. Small Steen to big Steen to lean Steen, yep. Bullets, I need more knives, swords, and arrows. Susan for SLC Aquatics. $2 super chat. Thank you, Susan. I really appreciate that. I hope your fish are doing better. Susan's one of the many of us that have been having some fish problems lately. And definitely check out her channel. She live streams at Tuesday at 4:30, I think. What puffer can I get for a 55 gallon? It depends. Is it a community tank? If it's a community tank, you can get an Amazon puffer, and that's about all I would recommend. If it's a puffer only tank, that opens you up to a little more. Wife beaters refer to your people that live in certain rural parks of housing where angry, intoxicated men wearing white tank tops physically abuse their spouse. Oh, well, that was a good explanation. Big Steen, how's the breeding fish for profit tank with the super reds and the green dragons? Have you started it yet? They're all in that same 37-gallon tank. So the green dragons might be breeding. I haven't checked in a couple days. Normally, so the way I do my fish room is I kind of do it in groups. So like one day I'll just focus on this wall, and then the next day I'll, play around with this wall, and I just kind of go around. So a lot of my tanks, the only time I don't even really look at them, I'm just dropping food as I go. I got some emerald cories yesterday, super cute. Petco had them 99 cents a pop. I bought them even though I swore I would never buy them or buy from them again. They also had rabbit snails. Yep, it'll get you every time. White beaters are not white, they're stained with booze. I was once told that a massive wild change could cause die-off because of pH swings and the fact that fish were used to high nitrates. Shelly, not nitrates. Yeah. I mean, in my experience, no. Definitely pH. So, like in some of my Tanganyika tanks, I run the pH as high as 9. If I do a water change with right out of the tap, my water out of the tap is like a 6.8. So that could definitely cause some pH shock. You should add some blue guppies to the breeding fish for profit tank. Yeah, I've thought about black. Thank you, Corey. I'm sure you didn't do a water change for those 7 days. I almost lost one of my nicer female guppies while doing water change. Good thing I used to check the bucket. I almost killed my Mabu puffer when doing a water change. That was terrible. Crikey, where do you buy it? Or isn't it just some cleaning pros? I like butter, depends on which meds I was using. Why are white skirt tetras called white skirt tetras when they have pink tint? Why is everything, like, if you go and look at fish, like massive amounts of cichlids, they're called like red this, red that, but they're never red. I don't know what the deal is. Sergeant Tank with the $1 super chat. Thank you, buddy. Have you bred neons, Bob? Yes, I have bred my Parasiprochromis blue neons. I know you're probably talking about neon tetras, and no. My Cryptoheris Cutterai have finally bred. So happy right now. I'm doing a water change now, so I'll be careful. Great show. Keep up the good work. How to treat pleco with ick without meds. If you don't want to use meds, you could just try to add salt and raise the temperature. How long will it take for your Mabu puffer to get as big as Corey's? Well, they grow pretty dang fast, but I'm not allowing mine to grow fast. So if I fed it like Corey's gets fed, Corey's puffer gets fed a lot because everyone that goes to the store wants to see it eat. So I know every time I'm there, I'm like, you need to drop in some clams or I'm never coming back, ever. So yeah, his grows really fast. Mine, I feed once a day pretty conservatively. Have you owned Sultan plecos? I have owned Sultan plecos, and I just posted a picture of them on my Instagram today. The L264. They are my third favorite pleco right now. No, I'm going till 6:30, Dean. 6:30, gotta cut it off. Even though I have a 3-day weekend, there's a lot of stuff I want to do. A lot of stuff I still need to do. I got pretty far behind for waiting to get my keys out of my car. Hitting that thumbs up, thank you. I really appreciate it. I don't know what the thumbs up actually do, but I do like them. I do know that. Murphy has played Jedi mind tricks with you? Probably, it wouldn't surprise me. He is pretty mesmerizing. All the fish do you own? Which is your favorite? Do you name your fish? So I have a betta fish. I have a crown-tailed betta in this tank right here, who is named Harry, and he is with a male guppy who is named Lloyd. Harry and Lloyd. The only two fish I have that are named right now. LOL, fire red or red wine or soulless ginger red. Okay. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Alrighty, Bob, gotta go. See you Monday. Alright, Vince, thanks for stopping by. Always good to see you here. Hey, Bob, do you really think Murphy will get 30 to 36 inches? I know they do in the wild. In my experience, fish in the aquariums do not get as big as fish in the wild. So I'm guessing they would probably top out at about 24 inches. But again, I'm not an expert. I know Corey had a huge one. Hank, we all miss Hank. But I don't know how big Hank was. My betta fry are ready to go to new homes. Sweet. Dean says, have a wonderful weekend, Bob. Well, you too, buddy. Thanks for stopping by and sticking it out. Got 4 more minutes. Harry and Lloyd, dumb names. That's pretty funny. Hank was 22 inches at 5 years. There you go. Oh, Dean, that was a play on words. James McCade said Harry and Lloyd, dumb names. Dean, you gotta watch Dumb and Dumber, man. That's where the names come from. Sam Symmetrical says, I subscribed. Sweet, thank you, Sam. Is there a monster ray on that tank in the background video? Not that I know of. I feel like no. The plants on the top would be more red. So like these here, you would probably be able to see like the red of the monster ray. Fast trigger. Yep. Samsonite. I was way off. Slippy, slappy, slimy. Yeah, but well, I mean, it's Shishimi Jimmy's tank, so he can answer that. But I don't think there's a monster ray, which means there probably is. I'm thinking of starting breeding my own guppies. How should I start? Start with buying them. That's all it takes. Buy them and feed them, and they will do the rest. I want to talk to Samson. 1 in a million. So you're saying there's a chance. God, that's an all-time top 5 comedy for sure. For sure, top 5, without a doubt. Now the other two, probably top 5 worst. What kind of neighborhood do we live in? Birds' heads are falling off. What are you doing in there? Shaving. Oh man, we could do this all night. Always cool when a fish is big enough to eat a cat rather than the other way around. Yep. It's a $32 48-inch beams work. Now I will tell you that there's some crazy filter hacks going on here. That we can see. But yeah, no monster ray. Have I ever kept a marine aquarium? Yes, I kept a 14-gallon BioCube with pulsing xenia, emerald crabs, peppermint shrimp, I think, and a firefish. I think it's called a firefish. I'm not. It's been a couple years, so I'm definitely not a saltwater guy, so I don't remember. But I love pulsing xenia. That alone will get me back into saltwater, just to have pulsing xenia. And I don't know why everyone in the saltwater community seems to hate it, but I love it. Should I have a complete different tank for them, or like a net breeder? I would put them in a separate tank. I wouldn't. If you want to breed guppies and you want to do it for profit, or to try to at least make some kind of money, it might not be profitable, but you can make some money. I would do it in a completely separate tank than other fish. I'm cheap. I never buy anything full price. Asians like to keep every penny. Bob even had crabs when he kept saltwater. Yep. I love crabs. I mean, some of the memories I have as a kid, I'll never forget. Just going down to like Puget Sound and flipping over rocks and just playing with crabs for hours. Just goes to show you shouldn't always believe what you read on the internet. Thanks, Bob. Yeah, I mean, Corey, have you ever heard of any type of nitrate shock? I haven't, but that doesn't mean anything. Jim, so do Puerto Ricans. Can you split Amazon swords like Anubius? Not that I know of. Maybe. I've never tried it. My Amazon swords just send off runners. Nice set of hooters you got there. Great. Now I'm going to have to watch that movie again. Sashimi Whiskey, drive safely when you're going to see Lucas this weekend. Definitely. Alright, folks, it is 6:30, and I'm cutting it off. I gotta eat, I gotta feed the fish, I gotta do some water changes. I've never heard of nitrate shock. Yeah, if Corey's never heard of it, it doesn't exist. Let's be real. Dude's been running fish stores for like at least 100 years, so assume it's not hydrates means neglected tank, which would mean low pH. Yeah, you would have low pH, definitely. Old tank syndrome. Yep. But yeah, 6:31, time to go. Awesome stream. Sorry I didn't have a topic for you. I am going to try to make the streams have at least some sort of topic, at least for like the first 15-20 minutes. I think it adds some value, even though, like I said, I'm not an expert on anything. It does at least give us a topic and some place to start. So I'm going to try that out, and we'll start that back up on Monday. If I didn't lock my keys in my car today, I would have had a topic for you. And but yeah, I hope to see everyone next Monday, 5 p.m. Pacific, and we'll do it again. Otherwise, thanks everyone for the super chats. Let's see, who are we thanking today? Definitely Kang Lee, Sergeant Tank, Susan for SLC Aquatics. Check out all their channels. Nick Richards getting a shirt from me. Thank you, buddy. Priscilla, Aquarium Co-op, Dean, Nisi, Zach's Tank's Crazy Aquarium Guy. Has a lot of awesome plecos. And, of course, Sashimi Whiskey. Everyone should be subscribed to him already. But, no. Okay, see you, Bob. Thanks for streaming. Yep, King. I wish I could stay here all day, but, you know, the fish come first. But, yeah, so I'll see you guys Monday, hopefully. And I hope you all have a great weekend.